So, we have Idris Elba in the wild fighting a lion. This really should have been a no-brainer for me over Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. What's up, everybody, and welcome to my review of Beast. Thank you so much, guys, for clicking here. I really do appreciate it. Beast follows the story of a father and his two teenage daughters who are attacked by a massive rogue lion, which forces the family to fight for survival. This is something that I've heard about a fair amount. I've seen the poster with Idris Elba with a knife in one hand, him looking over his shoulder. And I thought to myself, okay, this looks pretty interesting. So this was something that was on my roster, that was on my radar. Not really roster, but on my radar. Now me, I'm somebody that's not really that crazy about survivalist films. The last one I've really seen was Crawl back in 2019. That was it. It's a genre that I'm not that hyped up about usually, but I don't mind it. It doesn't trigger anything hateful in me. But Beast definitely held on to my interest. It definitely worked. And speaking about things that worked, heading on to our positives, Idris Elba. That guy really knows how to act. That guy was really the glue in this film that held everything together. He was great in this. He basically plays this father who's trying to protect his family. A father who tries to protect his family against this rogue, ferocious beast. I mean, seeing him in this movie was a treat. Him going toe-to-toe with a lion, you can't really beat that. I really do regret seeing that bodies, bodies, bodies instead of this. But at least now we get to talk about it. And he had a great character build-up. The first act of this, it timed it out just perfectly. Because for the rest of the movie, you get to care for this character. You get to care about most of the other characters, but you get to care about Idris Elba the most because they gave him such a great character build-up, a great backstory. They did a good job in making you feel for him. And the setting was perfect. The whole African setting. It really made sense, especially for the type of story this was. It looked really great, especially with the coloring and the lighting and the way it was shot. It was done very well. The look and feel was really great. And they did this thing with the camera where 90% of the movie just felt like it was in one take. Or like half of the movie felt like it was one take. Not the whole entire movie, but a great deal amount. The film had a decent amount of gore. It wasn't splatter-filled, but it's a movie dealing with a lion tearing people up. And of course, the movie mostly focuses on this family's survival to live through this, but it did show some carnage candy, some death scenes. Like I said, it wasn't splatter-filled, but it was definitely enough for all you gore hounds. And when the lion first shows up, I'll just put it to you this way. My friend that I went with, it was so impactful that she held my hand tight and put her head on my shoulder. That's how impactful it was. And it wasn't your typical wide reveal like with something this big usually happens. It wasn't nothing like that, like this big wide reveal. But you could tell that the characters were in danger. Because he comes up on you so fast. I mean, it shows it in the trailer. But he comes up to you so fast. And it was pretty impactful. It was effective enough. And speaking of the lion creature itself, as we delve into the mix, it was fine. It was fine. Now look, I understand that they had to use a fully CGI creature, especially for all the things that had to do. Otherwise, it would be dangerous. You couldn't teach a real lion to do any of this. Otherwise, it would be dangerous, obviously. But the way it looked, there were certain areas in this movie where it did look a little out there. Like there was a scene where this full-blown lion attack occurred. And in a way, it did kind of look a little cheesy. You know, when you use too much CGI in your film, it comes off as you trying a little too hard. Now, I'm somebody that's kind of grown away from that. Setting the Marvel movies aside, obviously, of course, you had to use a bunch of CGI on that, but they usually worked. But in a movie like this that's made for a little cheaper than most movies, it did come across as a little cheesy. Like I said, I'm just somebody that's kind of grown away from fully CGI characters, especially if it's dealing with creatures. Like, sometimes they'll do it right, sometimes they'll do it wrong. But in this, I didn't hate it. I certainly didn't hate it. I've definitely seen worse, that's for sure. It depends on who you are. But again, I didn't hate it. And now on to my negatives, and I only have one. This is one aspect of the movie that really furiously frustrated me to the max. Now, there was this one character, it was one of the daughters of Idris Elba's character. I think it was the oldest, I forget which one. She kept on making the most dumbest decisions ever in this movie. She kept on honking her horn in one part, knowing full well that the lion was out there and it could attack any time. I mean, seriously. And there's another part where she kept on talking on the walkie-talkie to her father, knowing full well he was out there in the opening and vulnerable, in a way of saying, hey, attack my father because my voice is saying it so. Yeah, he's out there. That's what she kept on doing. And she kept on getting out of the car without a single care and disregard for anybody else and herself. On top of that, being disrespectful to her father in like the first act. And it's like, just kill her off. She's the bait. Just kill her off. She's annoying anyways. Oh man, that really did frustrate me. Whew. All in all, guys, this film was fine. Compared to Bodies, this was a no-brainer compared to that one. I had much of a better entertainment value with this than that other one. It was much more enjoyable, and I suggest you check it out immediately, especially if you're an Idris Elba fan. The movie is pretty simple. It's not one of those that you have to analyze closely. It's not one of those that you have to harp on too much. It's just a movie about a family trying to survive in the wilderness against this big-ass lion, and Idris Elba going toe-to-toe with it. That's pretty much it. And the entertainment value for that alone is high because of that. If you're an Idris Elba fan and want to see him go toe-to-toe with a lion, this is definitely right up your alley. It's a happy accident. So, Beast, what did you think of it? Are you a fan? Did you enjoy watching Idris Elba going toe-to-toe with a lion? Or was this not for you? Leave me your comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so much once again, guys, for watching this. I really do appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, comment, and share the big 4. And make sure to click that bell icon so you don't miss a thing. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.